Why do Christians often sound so certain? I don't think it's always arrogance. More often, it's fear. Certainty feels like safety. It feels like a mirage in the desert. Certainty can look like an oasis when you're scared. Does Jesus demand certainty like a politician demands loyalty? Well, in the Gospel of John, when the disciples tell Thomas that Jesus is risen from the dead, Thomas at first is like, whoa, you're gonna have to prove that one to me. A week later, Jesus shows up to the disciples again, but this time, Thomas is there. So what does Jesus do knowing that Thomas had all these questions? Well, first, because he's a nice guy, he says, "Peace be with you." But then he looks to Thomas, and what does he do? Does he shame Thomas? At this point, I think Thomas is kind of like, OMG. Jesus says to Thomas, "Put your finger here and see my hands. Reach out your hand and put it in my side. Do not doubt, but believe." Jesus recognized Thomas had questions leading up to this encounter and provided answers with his wounds. It is because Thomas asked questions that he reached into a faith with the risen Christ. Jesus highlights doubt not as a defect to be eradicated, but as a very human and normal part of faith. Faith, then, doesn't require the performative certainty our culture rewards. We can follow Jesus and still carry big questions and doubts. And honestly, that can be really annoying and hard. So what do I say? Let go of the certainty. Faithful Thomas, reach out your hands to the embrace offered to all.